A new Rolling Stone Exposé is breaking down alleged behind-the-scenes drama with Netflix's Queer Eye castmates. The most shocking claims are about Jonathan Van Ness. His on-screen persona is bubbly, cheerful, and accepting of everyone. But sources close to the show told Rolling Stone that Jonathan was emotionally abusive and had rage issues. They also say there is a real emotion of fear around Jonathan when he gets angry. The Exposé also talks about castmate Tan France, who may have had a hand in the decision to replace interior designer Bobby Burke with Jeremiah Brent on the show. Bobby Burke announced he was leaving the show back in November, and 3 unnamed sources told Rolling Stone that, quote, Tan France campaigned to replace Burke. Lots of drama here. Tori, you have some additional details.
Just a context here, this is an unnamed source saying Jonathan reportedly would yell at someone on set, quote, at least once a day. Sort of reminds you of Ellen's situation where she came off so happy and then the reports backstage were not so happy. I've just heard from my 10 years in LA and then people I still am connected to, I've heard that it was not easy to be on set with him. Again, this is all from a second hand, but
it's hard when there's one toxic person.
Yeah, especially in an ensemble, which we all know
take it away from there. And just know to the viewers, like, we know Bobby Burke really well, we know Karama Brown really well. They are extraordinary people, so we can speak for those two.
Absolutely.
But in general, when there is some toxicity and one person brings it into an environment, it can really bring down the whole ship, sink it.
I've been in ensemble cast
That's what bringing it down is.
Sinking the ship. I've been in only ensemble cast since 2000. So I'm used to working with a variety of personalities. And I think when you are in a situation where this is new to you, there is a learning curve, but there can never be, like, people are going to have bad days. Everybody's not going to have, like, come in unicorns and fairies. But when that becomes a pattern of behavior, then that is when it becomes problematic. And the issue is, when people do that, it's so selfish because you're not taking into account everything else that it takes to build a show or to build a production. So it's like, if you have an attitude or you have a feeling about a particular person, what about, hair, makeup, and wardrobe? What do they have to do with it? What about the producers? What about everyone, behind the scenes? You can't just have your emotions be what's setting the tone for everything else that's happening in a production, and it has to be a unit. You don't have to be family.
Right.
I mean, we are. But you don't have to be.
I agree with you, but I would say the counter to that is whoever does have that kind of personality that's gonna, I don't care about hair and makeup, I don't care about the producers, they'll say to you, you can have hair and makeup and have all the cameras you want, but without my personality, none of this runs. And I think there is like an egocentrism with that, where people just are like, yeah, I can kind of act like this. I can be belligerent on set because I'm the one that's making all you guys money. So watch your mouth and just get on board. And I think that's why these personalities kind of gravitate towards the spotlight, and then we end up doing these kinds of stories. But I agree with you.
That's very seldom true, though.
Narcissism?
It's never true. We're a unit.
Well, I think in any business, I always try, or at least personally for myself, because I've been on football teams and teams my whole life and worked in ensemble casts, and I always said number one is you want to be good to work with. You got to be good at what you do, but you want to be good to work with. That's what's going to get you far. And somehow we push these celebrities on such a pedestal, and when they start acting the way they do, we can't take them off of that. Somehow we enable that behavior. And I could only speak for Hollywood. That's how Hollywood has become. They enable people's terrible behavior instead of saying, hey, you know what's number one? I want a good cast, and I don't want one person, because the squeaky wheel, some reason, gets all the grease. And one person is cancer to the whole system, the whole system. But Hollywood won't let us fire that person and just make it. Otherwise, there's lawsuits and discrimination and all this. Instead
I think
of just
it affects
saying, you are toxic,
a lot of
and we
fields.
need to get rid of you.
I think Hollywood, yes, but I think a lot of people that are watching are probably like, that's at my law firm.
Sure, I can only speak on what I know. That's
restaurants.
Yeah, that one toxic person.
Oh my gosh, there's so much toxicity at all the bars, clubs, and restaurants I work at.
Jeff, stop pointing at Tori. We were doing
anything.
My neck hurts.
Let's talk about Kristen Stewart. She wore a daring look at her new movie premiere in LA called Love Lies Bleeding. She wore this backless, high-cut bodysuit with high-waisted sheer black tights. Kristen Kristen did put pants on for the event once she got inside, and at the premiere, Kristen told people that if she was not an actor, she would probably be a caterer and keep the set running. So let's talk about what we would do if we were not hosts at DBLs. So also our producer predicted what our jobs are with ChatGPT, but first I want to hear what you would want to be if you weren't a host.
I always, every time between jobs or school or college or football, I always went back to UPS.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Secure.
I'd be wearing the brown,
Great.
repping the brown in your neighborhood.
Great job. Oh my God, they would love it. Okay, so what did
They would
ChatGPT
love
say?
it. I don't know if they would love it. ChatGPT said a chef or restaurateur opening his own restaurant or food truck.
What if you
Chef
did?
Jeff.
What if he had a UPS truck with food?
It would stink up people's
Yeah, I don't
packages.
think
You know,
people would
back
want
in the
that.
day, they pitched a show for me and Jordan real quickly, and I was on a food truck, and me and her were going to run a food truck and go city
That's
to
so
city and do a
cute.
show. I'm like, nobody's going to eat out of a truck. This was all the way back then. Now look at them.
Whoops.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yours, who would you be?
I would like to be in forensics somehow, forensic linguistics, a fingerprint analysis, something with detective work.
It just seems like you just threw out like 4 words
Okay, so-
you just heard.
No, but in forensic analysis.
What does ChatGPT say?
They say we'll be an interior designer. Nope. Event planner. No. Work in animal welfare. Would love to. Or turn my passion for cross-stitch into a business.
That is so scattered.
A failing business.
There's all scattered ideas of professions.
Different one.
That kind of represents
It's a little
bit of
scattered.
your
Yes.
your brain.
Really quickly, I think Tori would be a good event planner because it would be crazy. It wouldn't
No.
be well organized.
No.
But she would make
That's
sure
not how
she would
events
make
work.
sure
The
everybody
event
had
would
fun.
not- okay, the event
She
wouldn't
would
happen.
be a good event host. You would be
Okay.
an
Yes.
MC.
Okay.
And I would hire you because I
yeah.
would definitely
You'd be a-
an
yes.
event
Because you would be
planner.
better planning, I
Yeah.
think. We could all
I
agree.
hope
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Hey, you want Erica to plan the party. You want Tori to be at the
I
party.
would hire you to host.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I would definitely be an event planner.
Shots. Okay.
Okay, so Erica, we've all been to Erica's party. She is the best party
Phenomenal.
planner, event planner. So what does ChatGPT say?
I have one coming up soon. I'll tell you about it later.
Are we invited?
Yes, in the world of public relations or marketing,
Yep.
helping companies craft compelling narratives and connect with their audience.
That makes sense
That's
for you.
true.
That makes sense.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Yep, Albert.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking about the great events that Erica puts on, and I tried to have friends over for the Super Bowl. No one showed up except for Tori,
did.
and she brought a crossword puzzle. I was like, I'm going to Erica's next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I always said I
Well,
wanted.
you invite people the day of. You make them.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
said
do.
it out.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you
know
do.
I
How
was
much
invited.
heads up do you need?
You have to send a save the date.
I
Yes.
didn't even know I was
I don't even
invited.
know what that is.
Competitive day.
Yeah.
So you have to let people know, and then you invite them weeks before.
That was
Okay,
Tori
what is
event.
your
Okay.
profession already?
I want to run a hotel.
Yeah, I could see you putting out fires.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
I don't know. Have you read his hotel Yelp reviews? First of all, they're hilarious.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good and long and detailed.
Yes,
They go into
there's
depth.
one that I
Okay.
kind of regret because now, can't go
Okay.
back there.
Okay.
But
All right.
yeah,
And then what does ChatGPT say?
ChatGPT says start a renovation business or pursue a career in real estate, combining his flair, his creative flair, with his knick-knack for fixing things up.
Creative flair.
I don't know about you
knick-knack.
being a
Yeah.
realtor.
I don't know.
I meant to say just knack, and then Nick was right there in my brain. And I was like, well, at least I wasn't on TV saying knick-knack for flair. That's the most random thing I've ever
You
said.
said creative flair in the
Sam, what about you? You have a knick-knack for flair?
A knick-knack for flair, not maybe, but I know that I would love to work with animals. So whether that means, but I would also
I feel
love
like
to work.
you are going to at some point in your life.
Yeah, I would love to have like a big animal sanctuary and, be with the pigs and the goats and the donkeys.
Beautiful.
Oh, I would love it so much. One day.
cows.
Cows. Oh, a good cow hug is the best. Okay, Sam could go into a career in animal advocacy, boop, or environmental activism, boop, working for nonprofits or leading grassroots movements for change. Boop.
Yeah.
Boop.
Nice.
That's right. That's right.
Or voiceover. Boop.
That's you.
Boop.
You're the voiceover artist.
Yeah, I have never gotten a job.
It's impossible.
I
It is.
can't.
It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Not even a call.
It's a
It's a
dream
numbers
gig.
game.
It
Yeah.
really is. I've done
I've
hundreds of them.
auditioned like at least 70 times.
Give us your best voice really quick.
Okay. Ladies, you want chic razors or do you want to feel good? Come and get it at CVS.
It sounded like you were holding your breath while you were doing it.
Okay.
I love.
Want to go faster? Find yourself aerodynamic with chic razors. Now $8.99.
No.
It's the weird tone at the
I
end.
loved
It's
it.
off-putting.
Love it, Tori.